Hello and welcome to a brand new Let's Play with me, Deleted Kingdoms, for Explorminate. And we're going to be playing, as you can see, Hearts of Iron 4. And I'm going to be playing as a democratic Italy. Or at least trying to play as democratic Italy. I'm going to try and flip to democracy as early as possible and see what effect that has on World War II. I'll warn you now, I'm no expert at this game. I am more of a role player than a min-maxer, so if you want to see a robot playing this, you're in the wrong place, because I'm going to roleplay, and I don't pretend to be an expert at this game, but sometimes that makes it more fun, I think. So we're going to go single player. I've already started a game here to sort my sound levels out. Hopefully they're good, but we're going to go into a new game here. We're going to start in 1936, and we're going to play as fascist Italy under Mussolini. And because I'm roleplaying, we're going to carry on as Mussolini, and once we have enough political power, we're going to start the change to a more democratic Italy and get rid of Mussolini, and then see what happens. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? Let's find out. I'll keep it on regular. Iron Man mode off. Historical AI focuses on, and in we go. So boom, here we are. Fascist Italy. 1936. Here we go. And we do start obviously as Mussolini. And once we have enough political power, we're going to add a political advisor, Ivanhoe Bonomi here. I'm really sorry about pronunciations. Italian words are not easy for me to pronounce, names and etc. So there's going to be a lot of doing that wrong probably. But we start off as fascist Italy. We have our colony in Libya here. We have our colonies over here in Eritrea and Italian Somaliland down here, and of course we start off at war with Ethiopia, which is a war with Italy invaded Ethiopia in 35, and kind of the League of Nations kind of let it, you know, turned a blind eye to it, which Ethiopia wasn't happy about. So we're going to continue with our offensive into Ethiopia. We're not actually on the offensive at the minute. So what I'm going to do is take this army in the north here of Ethiopia. There's 14 divisions there already. We're going to give them a commander. Historically they were under Debono, I think. So let's give them a nice offensive colour, because we will be launching our offensive from the north. Let's give them a star. A shield is not an offensive symbol, is it? A star, that's more, I don't know. It's not really offensive, but whatever. Assign them a front line. Assign troops to that front line. 14 divisions. And give them an offensive line. We're going to push up through Gondar, through the mountains, of course, into Addis Ababa, and try and come around and take Harar, I think it is as well. So there we go. We also have aircraft in the north here in Eritrea. We've got fighters, tactical bombers, and some close air support aircraft. We're going to give them all missions over East Africa here. Just normal operations. I don't think we need to take any unnecessary risks. And we'll do it by day. Historically, the Ethiopians did have an air force, but it was, I think they had 13 aircraft in total, which by 1936 were probably destroyed. If we look at their details here, it says they have no aircraft, or at least we estimate them to have no aircraft. We have some troops here in Italian Somaliland, and another airfield here. Let's organise these into an army group. We'll give them a bit of a more of a defensive colour. I don't know, blue and a shield. Put them under the command of Badoglio. Sorry. Give them give them a front line in the south here. We will give them some offensive orders, and we'll do it so it overlaps with the northern offensive. We probably won't launch an offensive from here, but at least they've got a plan in place if they do need to launch an offensive, and we'll rename the theatre the Ethiopian Theatre, just to keep things in order so I can keep a track of what's going on. Makes it more fun as well, especially when you're role playing. We should give these armies names as well. Army Group North. It's a very Germanic way of doing it. And Army Group South. And we haven't even unpaused the game yet. That should be a capital S. South? No. South, there you go. Cool. Right. First order of the day then. Let's look at our research. We want to concentrate on industry. Italy doesn't have a great industry in 1936. We do have a deficit of oil, -12. So I'm going to work towards creating our own synthetic oil in Italy. I'm going to work towards construction, because that would obviously help in the early game where we're constructing lots of factories in the build up to World War II. So we'll do that. We'll do machine tools, because that sets us off down the industrial research branches of the research tree there. And of course we want a research time bonus, which we get from electronic and mechanical engineering. So I'm going to do that as well. Right, what else do we have here? You're at war with Ethiopia. 3 civilian factories. Let's get them working. Get those factories building other factories. Now, if we're going to become democratic, that's the plan at least. I want to build some of my industry in the south. At this point, though, Mussolini would probably continue building his industry in the north. You can see most of it is concentrated in the north anyway, which of course it historically was, because Mussolini probably wouldn't. I don't know actually. Mussolini may see Hitler as a threat. So let's build some industry in the south here. I'm going to build 6 factories. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. 6 factories in production. National focus again. Role-playing Mussolini would be concentrating on this, but also I want to concentrate on Ethiopian war logistics, because it takes us down the path of industrial efforts and gets us an extra research slot. So let's go on Ethiopian war logistics. 3 military factories. Now at the minute there's no deficit in infantry equipment or support equipment, but there will be as soon as we unpause the game. Obviously we're at war with Ethiopia. We're going to be going on the offensive soon, so we you know, weapons and ammunition and support equipment is going to be getting consumed basically, so there will be a deficit of that. So our 3 military factories are going to be put into support equipment and infantry equipment. There we go. Naval production. We have 2 battleships in production here. They're going to take absolutely years to complete. World War II will be over by the time these battleships are built. Same with this light cruiser. Oh, that's only got a couple of months on it. We'll let that finish. We'll put the rest of our dockyards to work in producing destroyers and submarines. That's what we'll do. So we've got 2 dockyards on submarines. We've got 5, 6, 7, 8 on destroyers there. I want to win this war in Ethiopia quickly and with minimum embarrassment. I've got 3 armoured divisions. These are all my armoured divisions, and they're not really armoured divisions. They're like these little tankette things with machine guns on. Historically, these went to Ethiopia to fight. They didn't particularly... Well, they did inflict a lot of casualties, but they themselves were quite vulnerable in the mountainous terrain. But I'm still going to send them anyway to get some experience. We'll send all our Alpine divisions and our cavalry divisions. Cavalry are pretty much obsolete by this point, but they should do alright in Ethiopia. But we'll certainly send all our Alpine troops. Let's move them over here to Venice, where they can be shipped off to Ethiopia. Again with this cavalry division here. And we'll add them to Army Group North before we begin our offensive. We have some aircraft in Libya here, some tactical bombers. I'm going to bring those over to support the northern offensive too and put them in Eritrea. And I'm going to take some tactical bombers from just around Rome here, and I'm going to put them in Italian Somaliland down here to potentially support any offensive from the south. We probably won't go from the south, but if we do, the plan's there, and there are aircraft to support it as well. Good. That's done. What else have we got? Air wings with no mission or region assigned yet. I don't have to worry about that too much. There's no threat in Europe from us yet. We've assigned our air wings in Ethiopia, and hopefully that war will be over very quickly. Let's train up some infantry divisions. I don't know, 6 infantry divisions to what the hell am I doing? No location set. Let's set location Rome or Latium. And I want to create some more armoured divisions. Or do I? We're not going to be... Yeah, go on. We'll train a couple more armoured divisions. So that's industry sorted out. That's basic training sorted out. We had unassigned divisions, but we'll sort that out. Insufficient resources. We're working towards synthetic oil. We haven't even unpaused the game yet. But next order of the day, then let's sort out our navy. We have 22 fleets of ships. That's completely unmanageable. That'll completely blow my mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order the entire navy, or Mussolini is. There's probably an easy way of selecting all these, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to order them to the central Mediterranean, down here, where they're going to be reorganised and regrouped into something that makes sense to me. Because at the minute there are ships absolutely everywhere, and the Italians have got a pretty powerful navy. They pretty much dominate the Med at this point. Their only rivals really are the Royal Navy. But there we go. Ethiopia set up. The navy is being reorganised. The air force I'm not too bothered about at the minute. Let's unpause the game. Let's ramp it right up to speed 5 there. There we go. Okay, so that's our navy. Right there in the middle of the central Mediterranean. We'll reorganise them in a minute. Are these divisions in Venice yet? Nearly. Let's just wait for this cavalry division to move into position. Let's select all these. Let's tell them to get on our transports. We do have access through the Suez Canal at this point. So we're going to send them to land here in Asmara. And we have new air wings that have just landed here from mainland Italy. Let's send them into East Africa. So all these air wings here are going to be over East Africa conducting close air support. And for the fighters, we'll put them in air superiority, although the Ethiopians don't have an air force. There's not really much point those fighters being there. I guess they could help in real life, but I don't think in this game they can do close air support. And we'll send our wing of tactical bombers from the south here to carry out close air support missions too. Normal operations by day. That should be fine. That should be fine. Okay, for this then, I may cut this out. I may not. I'm not sure yet. But I'm going to need to reorganise the navy. So let's group all these together. I'm going to select a fleet of submarines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. 15. Sod it. 20. 20 submarines under the command of Bergamini. Bergamini, there you go. You're going to patrol the Red Sea. And just the Red Sea alone. So there must be a lot of ships that go through here. There's now 20 Italian submarines working in here. Just patrolling up and down, showing a presence. Good, let's let them go away and do their thing. Leaves 132 ships here. Let's make some capital fleets. So we'll take a battleship. 1, 2, 30 destroyers. We've got some light cruisers down here as well, haven't we? 4 light cruisers, and we'll attach, I don't know, 8 submarines. Select that, put them under the command of this guy, Angelo. And your mission is going to be to patrol the Western Mediterranean. Yep, happy with that. Western Mediterranean. Let them go off and do their thing. That leaves 89 ships here in the Central Med. Let's create another fleet. Headed with another battleship. And another, at least 30 destroyers. Oh yeah, we've got some heavy cruisers. Sorry, we'll mark them in there as well. And I don't know, another 8 submarines. Let's chuck some more heavy cruisers in. A couple more heavy cruisers. Select this. Put them under the command of, I don't know, this guy. Giuseppe. And put you patrolling the Eastern Mediterranean. I'm concentrating, for now at least, concentrating my whole navy in the Mediterranean, which leaves leave 43 ships here. So we've got 2 heavy cruisers, 6 light cruisers, 20 destroyers, and 15 submarines. We'll put them under the command of Alberto de Zara, and you can patrol. Yes, you can patrol. Oh no, we've got 2 fleets selected here. Oh, that's right. Yes, you patrol the central med. There we go. Okay. We'll have a small force of destroyers patrolling this area, the Tyrrhenian Sea as well. We have a Royal Naval presence here. The China fleet from the United Kingdom, 10 ships. They've got an aircraft carrier. Get out of my Mediterranean! But hopefully in the future we'll be allies with Britain. Oh, this is nice, isn't it? Look, the Ethiopians are going on the offensive. It's kind of a preemptive attack. I don't think that's going to work for you. We don't have any spare factories, but we are lacking a production line producing artillery. So any artillery that we're losing in the Ethiopian war here is not being replaced. We'll have to sort that out. But hopefully we'll get some more factories from our industrial efforts. Right, let's unpause the game. Let's see how the offensive goes in Italy. We're just waiting for our reinforcements to turn up because I want this to be a pretty one-sided battle. The Ethiopians again are going on the offensive. Let them smash themselves against the anvil. Our reinforcements have arrived. Let's attach these to Army Group North. Attach them to this offensive. Give them some time to get into position. And then as soon as De Bono is happy, we are going to launch this offensive. At the minute he's saying it's risky, but that's because divisions are still preparing and some divisions are not even in position yet, which makes sense. Okay. De Bono is happy. He's ready. Supreme Leader Mussolini, I'm ready to launch your offensive into northern Ethiopia. Air wings are already doing their close air support thing. There we go. It's 4 o'clock in the morning on the 17th of Feb 1936, and we're making a final push to capture Addis Ababa. Let's see how it goes. Oh god, I've switched the day-night cycle on. How have I done that? Switch that off. We do not want that on unless we want to have an epileptic fit. So there we go. We're launching the offensive. Everything's going quite well so far. Reports from Ethiopia are positive. What is there left to do apart from chill out in my Italian villa and see what happens in Ethiopia in a minute? Not really much going on. We need to build up our industry. Start producing, which we are. We have got units in basic training. And see how things go. Have we made any advances? Yes, we've just pushed in, and we're not far from Harar now, which is one of the points we want to capture. It looks like De Bono is trying to come around this way and cut off these Ethiopian divisions up here around Gondar, which is a sound plan. I'll let him get on with it. I won't try and micromanage his efforts too much. Okay, so Harar has fallen already. The 3rd Divisione Celere Principati, them, our armoured division has managed to capture that, and we're now advancing again towards Gondar and Addis Ababa. Now, do I launch an offensive from the south? I don't think so. We've got minimum forces here, man, entrenched along here, really. I think, oh my god, the Ethiopians have actually made an advance in the south. This is not good. This was unexpected. Hopefully it'll be short-lived, but let's just in case it isn't. There's 2 Alpine divisions here which were supposed to be shipped across. Let's ship them across, although they won't be fighting in the mountains. Let's ship them around and land them in Italian Somaliland to reinforce the southern front. Well, we'll have to keep an eye on this. I wasn't expecting 4 divisions of Ethiopian troops to push in. I mean, I know historically the Ethiopians were being supplied by Germany, of all people, with arms and ammunition against Mussolini. But they don't have any aircraft to speak of. Most of their troops were armed with spears and even bows and arrows. Okay, so Ethiopian war logistics is complete. Let's go on to industrial effort 1. Improve our industry. Let's keep an eye on this. Germany have remilitarized the Rhineland. World tension has increased as a result of that by 5%. Right, how's our offensive in the north going? That's the main thing. We are still pushing forward. Things are quite positive in the north. If anything, we've got too many troops in the north and not enough in the south. Ethiopia have drawn a couple of divisions because they're worried about their flanks, and rightfully so. They haven't quite taken this airfield in Somaliland. I have 63 aircraft based there. These troops here are protecting Mogadishu. When will these reinforcements get here? They're just coming through the Suez Canal now. But we definitely need to reinforce in the south there. I was not expecting that at all. Well, there you go. So here we are, back in mainland Italy. Let's look at our diplomatic diplomacy. Yeah, nobody really hates us. Or, despite, apart from Ethiopia, of course. Everyone's pretty neutral at this point. Okay, we have additional dockyards. We have one. Let's put it into submarine production. At the minute, we won't be taking any naval losses, so naval production is not really important. Ethiopia certainly don't have a navy. Completely landlocked. Right, come on, De Bono. Mussolini is becoming impatient at your lack of progress from Eritrea. Here come our reinforcements. 2 Alpine divisions. Casually sailing around. Okay, Ethiopia have come to the negotiating table. I think they've realised they can't win. So we want to annex and take all states in Ethiopia. There we go. Ethiopia has been annexed. It's all over. Okay, so what I'm probably going to do is take the bulk of the troops involved in the invasion of Ethiopia and bring them back to mainland Italy. There's no threat to us here yet, but there will be in the future. There's certainly not going to be any threat down here if we go democratic. France and the United Kingdom are not going to be a threat here. And the United Kingdom should do a pretty good job of defending the Suez Canal to stop Germany advancing down here. Well, there you go. So in summary then, Italian troops were reinforced in Eritrea. They've continued one last offensive against the Ethiopians. The Ethiopians have completely capitulated and given up in that fight. We've completely annexed Ethiopia. The Italian Navy has been concentrated and reorganized in the Mediterranean, and we're building up our political power so we can start steering towards overthrowing Mussolini and overthrowing his dastardly fascist ways. If you enjoyed the episode, then click on like. If you want to see more, make sure you are subscribed, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.